Alright, let's put the nameplate, I guess, just above the statue for now. And I want it... like for now, let's just make it black. Also needs to be bigger font, like 32 maybe, 48. And let's make the text black. And I want it to be billboard, yep. Why billboard? And now let's, it could be even bigger than that, maybe like 64. 128. I like 64. We'll see how that high looks. Let's delete the text. And let's go into our donor scene. There's the Porter's Forest. We're going to change the name text. Oh, this variable needs to be a string. Yeah, this should just be a string. String. And then we set the nameplate.mesh.text to name text. Though they are using the same material, so would this work? The nameplate is using this might set all of them to the same name. Probably need to make unique for each one. This one was Dottie. Yep. This is Dottie Watson. And this one is Caffeine 8OR. Yeah, so change the bow tie caffeine 8OR because I need to make the I need to make the material unique. I also make the name a little bit higher. Let's put this at 17 or 18. Right. Alright, so this material, I basically need to create a new text mesh every time, I think. Right now I have statue mesh, the mesh equals that. So on ready, nameplate dot mesh wait. How can I make every instance of this mesh unique? Because I want it to keep the same like properties, but I want it to make unique when it's ready. Let me look it up really quick. How to make a mesh material unique in ready function for every instance of the mesh in Godot. Make unique method on the material resource. This ensures each instance has its own copy of the material in memory, allowing for independent modification. Oh, I didn't know that was a function. Make unique. Material.makeUnique. So in here I could do nameplate dot mesh dot make unique. Oh yeah, how do I make each? Would that work? Make unique like that, and then nameplate dot mesh dot text equals name text. Let's try it. Non-existent function make unique in base text mesh. I need to call the duplicate method on the mesh resource within the ready function using a script. Self.mesh mesh.duplicate. Calling duplicate creates a new independent copy of the resource for that specific instance. Not duplicate. Duplicate. Duplicates this resource is returning a new resource within its exported or property usage storage and properties covered in control. Name with the mesh.text equal name text. Does this work? No. That didn't work. It's also too high. Var unique mesh equals nameplate.mesh.duplicate and the nameplate.mesh equals unique mesh. And then nameplate.mesh.text equals name text. What about that? Yay! There we go. Nice. Okay, we'll keep it like that for now. Okay, so I wanted to work on the throwing ability for this enemy. So I think first thing I need to do is I need to make the enemy actually face the player before it throws. Because right now when it throws, it just throws in an aimless direction. So we need to face the player and then throw. And I want to face the player right when it throws, right? So we're gonna have to do some timers in there. I also need to make it so it lunges only when it's closer to the player. Okay, so first let's work on the throw. So here's the throwing state. So momentum is, what's that? 0, 10 times delta. So kind of just like the lunging state. We need to await a timer, then we need to set the direction and look at that direction. So here we're going to delay throw to match animation. we're gonna have to await get tree. So we want it to face the player. Where's the throw animation? Right. Okay, let's turn off the tree. We want it to face the player right here, probably. Maybe at like 1 second. Yeah, at like 1 second. At 1 second, face the player. Yeah. So pulls back, faces player, and throws. So at 1 second, like 1 second exactly. Yeah, we'll try it at 1 second. So we're going to await get tree dot create timer 1 second dot timeout, and then we're going to calculate the direction, calculate the look vector, var look vector equals global position plus wait, we don't need to calculate the direction, we just need to calculate, oh no, we do need to calculate direction, yeah. We just need to look at the player. Look vector global position plus vector 3 direction dot x 0 direction dot z look vector not global position look at look vector vector 3 vector. Yeah, so basically all this. I'll copy this, put it in here. I'm going to delete this timer. State chart that's an event combat idle. So then we need to await. Wait, how long was that timer? I think it was 2 seconds, right? So we need to wait another second to go back to combat idle. Await get tree dot create timer. Another second dot timeout, and then state chart as an event combat idle. What's going on here? Expected statement found indent instead? What? Where's an indent? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Godot? Oh wait, it's just that, yeah. Alright, let's see if the looking works now. So now the enemy should look directly at the player right before they throw. Whoa. Okay, what happened there? What? Why was the animation all messed up? Oh, I didn't restart the animation tree. My bad, my bad. That's why. Go back to Demikim, animation tree, active. There we go. I always forget to do that. Okay, there's a lunge. Hey, there's the throw, and it looks directly at the player. Now what would probably look better is if we did a lerp instead of an immediate direction change. You know what we could do is just like in the overall parent state, we could have the enemy constantly just facing the player. That might look better. Right, because that immediate switch is kind of weird. So what if we have, in combat state, the enemy is constantly facing the player? I'm thinking about if anything would cause, if there would be anything wrong with that. Right, instead of running around, what if they're constantly like following the player? Would that look weird? That might look weird, honestly. Is the immediate turnaround better? Feel like it's a little scary when they immediately turn around. A little more scary. Yeah, I'll keep it like that for now. I'll keep it like that for now. Let's add the projectile. So, the projectile is going to be an area. Yeah. An area 3D. We'll call this Demi blob projectile. Call this Demi blob projectile. This is going to have a mesh. It needs a collision shape. Collision shape that is going to be a sphere with radius of 1. Why can't I see the collision shape? of 0.5. Mesh instance is also going to be a sphere. Let's just roughly create this with like a noise texture for now. So we'll create a new standard material. And I want it to match the color of the skin. So what did I do for the skin? For the skin, we did this noise texture. What's the difference between simplex and simplex smooth? I like the smooth better, I guess. What about cellular? Fractal, cellular. Simplex, smooth. Hey Meepzilla, how you doing today? Perlin. Can't tell which one I like more. Oh wait, I like that. Value cubic. Value. Fever. Oh no, I'm sorry. So stuck in bed today? Why am I getting a seam right there? I made it seamless. Yeah, I bet. For sure. Fever is the worst. I hope it passes soon. I'm gonna keep it at value cubic right now. And I don't know. Maybe just back to what I had before. Yeah. Where is the metallic? Roughness needs to be like 0. I want it to look like it's made of liquid. Fever is a common thing for you? What? You get fevers often? That sucks. About like 0.5. almost liquid. Will liquid with any metallicness? What about like 0.5 metallic? Like a liquid metal metallic substance, I don't know. Winter's your weakness? I feel that. I usually get some allergies in the fall, but not so much the winter or spring. I guess sometimes in the spring I'll get it. Yeah, winter I'm usually safe. I usually don't get sick in the winter. It's like always around Thanksgiving break or spring break. I think that looks good, right? A little bit of metallic. Keep that. Now I want this blob to be the same thing. This blob projectile. So can I just copy this? Or this whole material I want to copy. And actually I should save this material, shouldn't I? Oh, you like the cold too? Man, that sucks. If you like the cold and you get sick during it. Do you live in a cold place? I live in Texas, so it doesn't get that cold. Not much snow. Alright, I need to save this material. Save as... We'll save it in our materials folder. Demi skin, I guess. Now that that's saved, I can go here and I can just assign it that material, right? Quick load, demi skin. There we go. It still looks too hard. I want it to look like liquid. I liked the metallic. Do I need to set the roughness to 0? It looks like a purple sky border. Yeah, I want it to look like kind of like demon like goop skin. It looks good right here. But here it looks a little too hard. I feel. I could add what would make this look a lot better is if I added a view particle. And I copy this and put it in as the draw pass. Right, and we'll create a new process material. Okay. I'm trying to make like a projectile for the enemy to throw. Like this is going to be a ball projectile for the enemy to throw. Let's decrease the radius. That's going to decrease the radius of everything because it's the same. We'll make the gravity like -1. and like 4 particles. So it looks kind of viscous. We'll set the lifetime to like 5 seconds. Or like 2 seconds. Alright, so it's gonna throw, it's gonna move 3 seconds, sure. Yeah, 3 seconds. Alright, so I think it's too big, so we're gonna have to, oh, we can just go in here and make this unique. And then I can decrease the radius to like 0.2 and 0.4. .4 and 0.8. And this will look better when it's actually moving, right? When it's moving, it's going to look like this. Oops. It's going to look like this. Okay, so maybe the emission needs to be quicker. And the lifetime might need to be less. We can also have some randomness in there. Now when it's moving, man, I don't know. How can I make this look better? So that when it's thrown, it kind of looks like it's dripping. Probably smaller size. You know what, instead of changing this, let's create like a random size in the particle process material. So on display, the scale, we can have a scale curve. And the scale can be between like 0.1 and 0.5. Or like 0.1 and 0.3. What else? I just want it to be gravity, because I'm going to be moving this. So probably more gravity. -4. And maybe like 16 particles. So that when it's flying through the air, yeah, it's like dripping. Okay. I think this needs to be smaller. Like a radius of 0.3. 0.6. That. Nope, 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 nope. Go back. 0.6. Okay. Yeah, 0.3. And then this collision shape will also have to have a radius of 0.3. Which means here we need to change the scale a little bit. Maybe like to 0.5. There we go. So as it's flying through the air, it's emitting some stuff behind it. When you save this. Save the scene in scenes. Objects. Abilities. Sure. Objects. No, abilities. 7 abilities. I didn't make up my mind. Let's see. All right, let's change the spawn position to a sphere. Point 0.5. Okay, that looks better already. About like 0.3. Okay. We'll call this blob. Blob particles. Anything else on the particle process material? I don't think so. We don't need a velocity. I guess we could do a rotation. A random angle when they spawn. Rotate Y. Random angle between -180 and 180. Okay. Okay, I guess we should just need to test it out, see how it looks. So, let's go into our Demikim scene. Okay, so whenever we enter throwing state, we need to await get treat at create timer 1 second timeout. They face the direction, and then we need to instantiate this scene and give it a velocity. Const blob projectile scene equals preload our blob projectiles. Okay, and then we're going to instantiate this. So down to our throwing scene. We're going to blob projectile scene dot instantiate, and we need to add child, and then we need to move it with a velocity. Which means so how can I move it with a velocity? Add child, dot, add child blobstein dot instantiate. But it needs to move with a velocity. Can you move a area with a velocity? Does that work with physics process? So if I add a script to this, scripts, abilities, demi-blob projectile. Does it have a physics process? I guess it doesn't. So I can't use the move and slide with this. Let me ask Google if I can use move and slide with areas. Will move and slide work with Area 3D in Godot? No, move and slide is not available for Area 3D. A specialized method of the character body. Then how do I launch a projectile towards the character? How to launch a projectile towards a player in Godot. Move and collide, or translate. I didn't know move and collide was a thing. So set up the projectile. Create a spawn point, right? Calculate the direction. So we preload the scene. We instantiate the scene. We var blob equals blob.projectile scene.instantiate, and then we need to add child the blob so we can refer to it. Okay, check. b.global position equals muzzle.global position. Okay. So I do need to add the child to the Demikim's like arm, I suppose. Why can't I see the skeleton? There we go. So I want the blob to be instantiated on its head. Or I guess just on this, and then like the blob I can transform the area up. Make scene root. Demi blob projectile. Wait, but then I can't use the move and collide. What's the next step? Calculate direction, right? So I'm doing that already. Direction global player node global position minus global position dot normalized. B dot set direction dir. Dir dot angle rotates projectile base target. Physics process position plus equals direction times speed times delta. Okay. So blob projectile scene dot instantiate, and then we can do I can have like a function here or process in process we want it to move towards the player. I guess I could just do that in here. So this needs to emit a signal to blob probably to move. Yeah, this is going to be more complicated than I thought, but we can do it. So let me think for a second. Let me think how I want to do this. Okay. So Google's saying to rotate it to face target. Don't add the bullet as a child of the shooter or move with the shooter. Or B equals instantiate. Get G dot root dot add child. B dot global position equals muzzle dot global position. Okay. So I need to add it to the main root, first of all. In here, I need to have a on tree entered so that we can queue free, just like this. Await get tree dot create timer 2-second timeout. And then self.queueFree. One tree entered. Okay. And also in here, Instead of instantiating this, we can just emit a signal for the blob to do its thing, probably. I think that would be better. I might have to think about this a little bit more, about what I want to do. Yeah. Alright, well, I need to go. I don't know if anybody's watching, but I am about to end stream. I'll be back later today, though, most likely. And I'll be back, hopefully, to finish this projectile. I'll be thinking about it for the next few hours, about how I want to actually do it. So, yep, have a good one.